Hi, welcome to our video. You have received your bracelet making macrame kit, and we're gonna learn how to make this lovely bracelet here today. It's the single strand box knot bracelet. So in your kit you have enough cord to make 3 bracelets. We're just gonna pull out one of the shorter cords and then one of the extra long cords. And you'll notice the difference, they're quite different. With the extra long cord, we're gonna fold that in half, and that'll start our material list here. And then we have wood beads and spacers. So we'll get started on setting up our cord to make our bracelet. And hopefully you have tape at home. If not, you can just take something heavy and kind of set it on the end there, and it'll kind of hold it for you, which is actually working really good right now. So I'm actually going to keep this here. So we have our shorter cord. It's single strands. We're going to put something on the end of it, and then we'll leave about 6 to 8 inches before we start our bracelet. So it's perfect if like something's setting on the edge there. And we're going to take our double stranded cord, the one that we fold it in half, and we're going to take our loop, and that's going to go under our single strand cord here. So we've made like a cross here. Might need some tape to hold that down a little bit better. Reinforcements, and you can also tape the bottom part here. This middle cord, it's not actually going to be moving, it's just going to be our stationary cord in the middle. And then these two are going to be our working ones. So like I said, we're going to leave a little gap here from the edge of our cord to where we're going to start our design. And you'll see right here kind of what we're starting on here. So we have the middle of our cord underneath our stationary cord. And we're going to begin on learning a half box knot. So we have our left side and our right side. We're going to start with our left side and go over the middle cord and then under our right side cord. So we're making like a 4 pattern here, a 4 shape. As you can see, our left side is going over the one in the middle and then under our right cord here. Then we're going to leave our left alone. We're going to take our right cord and go under the left cord, under the middle, and then through our 4. It's going to go over this cord over here. Now it looks a little bit weird, but it's going to come to a pretzel knot here. And we're going to close it up to where we still have that 6 or 8 inches right here. And we're going to start our knot. So that first knot is really important to be really tight, so I kind of just pull it really tight on each side. And then from there on, we're just going to do the same knot over and over again, and I'll go over it a few more times here so we can get used to it. All right, so our left cord is going to go over our middle cord and then under our right side cord. So I'll do that again. Our left cord is going to go over the middle cord and then under our left side cord. We're going to leave that left side cord alone. We're going to take our right cord and go under our 2 here and then through the 4 to go over our left side cord. And we'll make a nice little knot here again. And this is a half box knot. So as we do this, it's going to start twisting. That's why it's called a half box knot. A regular box knot just goes straight. This one twists. And you'll see it start to twist as I do a few more here. I'll speed it up a little bit so you can kind of see the twist that's going to go on. And then personally for this bracelet that I'm making, I'm going to do probably about anywhere from 20 to 30 knots. And then I'm going to put a few beads on as a focal point, and then do the same number of knots that I did at the top at the bottom. So I'm just going to do a really simple pattern for you today so that we can get through the instruction here. Awesome. So I got a little bit of cord here that I've made, and you can tell that it's twisting. Kind of looks like DNA, which is pretty sweet. And then from there, I'm gonna make a focal point. So as I did on this bracelet, I'm just gonna add a couple of spacers or wood beads, whatever you prefer. And then just as a side note, when you're putting beads on, this kind of gets frayed out a little bit. What you can do is add a piece of tape to the end to make it stiffer so that when you're going through the hole in the bead, it goes in there nicely. Or you can just cut a fresh cut on it, and it usually stops the fray. So I'm gonna add a bronze spacer here. Put that through, and that's on your middle cord there. So we're not gonna put it on our left or our right, we're just gonna put it on our middle. And I'm gonna go ahead and tape that guy back down so that he's stationary, and then do a few knots in the middle like you see on this bracelet as well. A few knots in the middle in between the spacers. So again, I'll just go over the knot again so we have a little bit of a refresher. We're gonna take our left cord, go over the middle strand, and then under our right strand. Then we're gonna leave that left cord alone, take our right cord, go under the 2 strands, and then over the last one, kind of going under and then through this 4-piece here. Pull it together and then pull it up. And you'll see it hug the spacer pretty nicely. And then we're gonna do that again. And then what I'm gonna do here is add a wood bead in the middle, just to show you that you can add wood beads as well. And then also to give you another option here. So I didn't really quite get that taped up nicely. It's having a hard time here. There we go. So on the first one, I didn't put all 3 strings through the spacer, I just put the 1. But you can also put all 3 through the spacer or the wood beads. They will fit, I promise you. I've done it on this one and a few other ones. You just have to tape it nicely and put it through. So we're gonna put that guy through. Got a little tangled. And then we're gonna put this last one through as well. So again, just tape this up so it's nice and tight here so it'll fit through the hole there. And we're going to put that one through. Yeah. Got a little. There we go. Awesome. So now we have them all the way through. That gives a nice clean look. You can do either one. And then we're just gonna go back to doing knots. So what I do so that I can find which knot or which cord was my center again, I'll just pull the bead down just so I can see the pattern before. Because when it's pulled up, you can't really tell which one was your center one, but you wanna keep that same center. So we'll go ahead and pull it back up, and then we'll do a few more knots here. I'm probably just gonna do 2 to keep it symmetrical. So over the one in the middle, under the one on the right, leave the left alone. Take your right string, go under the 2 strands in the middle, and then over the one on the left, and then pull up. And then I'll go ahead and add another spacer on the other side to make a pattern here. And I'm just gonna do it on the middle one, just because that's what I did on the other side, but you're welcome to do all 3 on all of them. I'm gonna go ahead and tape my center one back down and then finish out my knots here. So I'm just gonna quickly do these so that we can get to the next part of the tutorial. But you're welcome to rewind and re-look at the other knots that we've done before. And then also, as a side note, you're welcome to do any pattern that you'd like. I'm sure you guys have great ideas of what you'd like. And then also with macrame, it's really awesome because macrame is just a bunch of knots. So if you mess up, you're welcome to just undo the knot and then just start over again. It's the best way. I've done it so many times. And all you have to do is just undo the knot. And then once you get a hang of it, you're pretty much a pro. So you'll do this quickly. I'm thinking that looks about symmetrical there, so I'll go ahead and stop there. So we are done with our pattern portion here. I'm gonna go ahead and tie a knot here. With the other side, we had the knot in when we just made the first knot, our first half box knot. Here I'm just going to solidify it a little bit by just adding a knot at the end. Because we are going to cut off 2 of these strings so that we just have a single string. Which I forgot my scissors. So we'll cut those off at the end. I'm just going to go ahead and go over the other knot to do the closure. So we've got all of our center knots here. Pattern looks great. So you can see what that kind of looks like from the front. This is kind of the back because the strings have kind of wavered to the back. Alright, so now that we have our pattern, we're going to go ahead and cut off 2 of these strings. It doesn't really matter which ones you cut off as long as it's long enough to create the end knot here, and these will be able to be the same length. So I'm going to cut 2 off here. And from these 2 cords that we cut off, we're going to use one of those to create our box knot at the top for our closure. And also, this is awesome because it's an adjustable closure. So you can make this for a friend, a grandparent, a parent, yourself, or anybody. It'll be adjustable. All right, so we'll get started on that. And then what I like to do before I get started on that part is just to make sure that these end strings are the same. And from there, we will cross them so that the center lines up at the center of the back, so that the center of the back is the same on both sides. And then just like we did when we started the half box knot on the beginning, we're gonna tape this guy down. This will help us tremendously. And we're going to feed this single strand folded under our 2 strands here. So we just want them to be symmetrical on both sides. So I just kind of fold them and kind of pull it up so that I can see where the center is at. And then for when we're starting our box knot, we'll just want to pull it somewhere towards the middle of these 2 strands so that our closure will have enough string on each side the same. So this is the box knot. It's similar to the half box knot, except when we do the knot, we're going to be switching back and forth between over and under the first time we take our string. So I'll tell you what that looks like in just a second. First, we're going to take our left strand and we're going to go over the 2 in the middle and then under the 1 on the right. So it's just like our half box knot. We're going to take our right strand then and then go under the 2 in the middle and then over this last one, going through our 4. We're going to pull those tight, and that makes our first knot of our box knot. So you'll kind of notice on the knot that there's like a lump on one side and the other side it's not. It's kind of like a little hill here. That's going to be a good indicator to us of what we need to do on our knot coming after that. So when you see the lump on this side, our left strand is going to go under. So our first knot was our left strand going over the 2 in the middle. Second time, it's going to go under the 2 in the middle. And then it's going to go over our right strand. So let me walk through that again because that gets kind of confusing. Our first knot was over the 2 in the middle. We are going to go under the 2 in the middle for our second knot. And then we're going to go over the last strand here. So under 2, over 1. We're going to leave that left one alone. I'm going to take our right strand now and go over the 2 and over the 3 now in the middle and then under the 1. We're going to pull him tight, and then you'll notice if you get close up here that we have now the loop on the other side. That's a good indicator we're doing it correctly. So with the box knot, it's kind of evening out. 1 knot over here, then 1 knot over here, then 1 knot over here. So that's what our goal is on the box knot. So pull that guy tight. So our third knot, our left strand is going to go over and then under our right strand. Going to leave that left strand alone. Going to take our right string, go under the 3 in the middle, and then over the 1 on the left side. And then you'll notice how the knot is on this side again. And like I said before, that's a good indicator because that's going to tell us what our next knot has to be. So if the loop is on the right, then with our left string, we're going to go under. So our fourth knot is going under the 2 in the middle and then over our right string. Going to leave the left side alone, take our right string, go over the 2 in the middle and then under our left side over here. We're going to pull that tight. And then again, you notice that the knot is on the other side, so we're doing good. And we're going to continue on. It's just going to be a series of our left side going under first or over first. So our knot is on the left side, so we're going to go over first. So the left side goes over the 2 in the middle and then under the 1 on the right side. Going to leave that left side alone. Take our right side cord, go under the 3 in the middle and then over the left strand over here. And I'm just going to continue on here. If you need some relearning, then you can just rewind the video and see it from there. For this portion, we are gonna do 10 knots total. This will give us a good closure and create a nice closure for us. All right, so I've done about 10 knots. That's gonna be our closure here. On this very last knot, I'm gonna pull really tight because this is what's gonna keep our bracelet together, our closure together. And then we're just gonna cut off these last strands here. And then if you have any nail polish at home or glue, I just recommend putting some on the edge here. That'll keep these from fraying, but it's okay if they do. The knot should stay pretty nice. All right. Then one last step with the closure part is that we just wanna make some knots at the ends of these strands here, so that if the closure goes to the edge, it won't come off of it, kind of stop it. So just regular knots at the ends. And here we have it. We have our one-stranded half box knot bracelet. And then, like I said, you're welcome to do any other patterns. You can go more with your knots if you'd want a full knotted bracelet. You can go to about here, so about, say, 3 to 4 inches of knots, and then still create your closure. But this is the end of the tutorial. If you have any questions or anything like that, you can feel free to comment on Instagram or anything like that, and I hope you kill it.